What's going on, guys? Thor here, back with a new video, and in this video we're going to be reviewing you guys' Instagram accounts. In the last video I asked you guys to drop them down below, and so I'm going to be picking a couple of you guys and review your accounts in this video. Now, quickly before we jump into it, the next week, so Monday in 6 days from now, I'm going to be giving out power likes on my Instagram account every single day. So go to my Instagram account, follow me, and pay attention to the story. I'll be talking about it every single day for the next week from the coming Monday. Every single day I'll be giving away free power likes, and I'll be telling you guys there how you join. So you'll see my Instagram account on the screen right now. Go follow it, pay attention to those stories, and you might be ending up getting some free power likes. Anyways, without further ado, let's just jump into the video and review you guys' accounts. So the first account we're going to be looking at, you can see the quote, by the way, that he dropped to win down below on the bottom of the screen. But the first account we're going to review is this account right here, Captain Sugar Rush. And as you can tell by the content, it's like a freestyle dance kind of vibe on the page. First thing I would improve though is the profile picture. Like, I had a really hard time like figuring out what the profile picture was about. The colors are a bit weird, so I would just try to maybe have a portrait photo of yourself, or maybe have a picture where you're, for example, dancing, or for example this picture I particularly think was really cool. So you could have, for example, this as the profile picture, because it kind of still gives off the same vibe as this one, where like you're clearly showing what you're about in this profile picture, but it's just it's too much details in the background and it's hard to spot you. So this picture is much more clean and I think would perform much better. Second of all, I would also trim down your following, because right now it kind of looks, it just looks a bit spammy, and your credibility isn't that, it's not going to look that good when you're following 3,000 people and having 9,000 followers. It pretty much looks like you're doing follow and follow, and it might be what you're doing, but you kind of want to keep that a bit low key, and I would trim this down to get a much cleaner look on your page. It's just going to make you look much more professional. Other than that, the bio is pretty good. These highlights are pretty awesome as well. You're using a lot of them, which is really good. A very engaging profile. I would try to make some of the thumbnails though a bit more interactive. For example, dance tips. This doesn't really look like dance tips to me. Maybe this one could be the thumbnail for that one, because that would grab much more of people's attention to click on it. Other than that, the content is really good. This picture is really dope. This is definitely something that could go viral, so you're doing a good job here. Your captions are also really dope. I would cut down on the hashtags. You're going way too over the limit here. Cut down it to about 5 to 15, 3 to 5. It depends what you like. Some people like to use 3 to 5. Some people like to use 3 to 15. 5 to 15, I would recommend a mix between maybe 3 tops 10. So feel free to do whatever works for you, but this is just way too many. But yeah, the content is really good. In regards to growing your page as a personal page, I would try to focus a bit more on the dancing content, and this content too is not something I would post due to the fact that you got those black outlines. If you're going to do this, make this white, have your username, your at the bottom here in black text, and at the top here you write, for example, something about the image, for example, crazy dance move or something, because that grabs people's attention. It looks much more clean, because it just looks really ugly having those black outlines. You rather want to zoom in on the image, cut down, like cut off the ear of this guy and the hair of this lady, and you'll have a perfectly squared image. That's just as far as that goes here. Again, doesn't really look that appealing. But yeah, in regards to growing your page, I would try to get your content featured on bigger dance pages, make some maybe an edit of your dancing skills or your content, whatever, and have that feature there, because that's one of the best ways to grow a personal page like yours. Next page is this one right here, and yeah, first of all, plant Sango fashion and random, just a random personal page, I guess. You got 54,000 followers, which is really impressive. You got really good content, and so it's a really clear vibe what you're doing on your page. It's about plants, it's about yourself, which I think is really cool. So you got your content pretty much on lock, which is nice to see. You're using a good amount of these highlights too, which is awesome. You've got a clear kind of vibe on all of them. Vacation, all that stuff with a white background and the black text, which is pretty cool. The profile picture I think could be improved, because right now you got really high quality on all of these images, but this looks like it's shot with a random like phone camera and it just like put onto the profile picture. I think you can make something much cooler. For example, zoom a bit more in on you, have your face in it, maybe add some nice effects, some editing in Lightroom or whatever, Adobe Lightroom. Use some cool presets there, add some nice editing, because I think that could spice up the image much more and make the entire color tones much cooler and create an overall better profile picture. I would also write a bit more about yourself in the bio, because that just gives people a bit more background about you before they decide to follow you. If they like who you say you are in the bio, they're more likely to follow you. So that's just something I would do to convert more people into followers. But other than that, your page is really good. What I would do to grow the page is try to get featured on bigger accounts. Again, that's one of the best ways to do it with personal accounts. You got really good content, so you could create a montage of your content or some sort of 3-picture slide with your content, where you post that on the bigger influencers accounts, probably in the fashion niche or in the maybe plant niche, whatever, if there's pages in those niches. So yeah, that's how I would go about growing your page as well. Let me just check the captions. Yeah, you got really good captions too. You're writing a lot, you got really engaging audience, and you're replying back to them, which is awesome. So keep doing that and work on just growing the page with the use of influencers. Next page is this one, Unique El Maria. I think that's how you say your name. Anyways, you've also got a good amount of followers, which is a good work. Your profile picture is pretty dope. First thing I noticed is the highlights. You're using them, which is awesome. I just think you could improve the profile pictures of them much better. Like LA, when I think of LA, this kind of, to me, looks like some ski lift or something like that, and this doesn't really, I don't even know what this looks like. I think it's an ocean, but I think you can make these much better and much more attention grabbing, because you want people to click on them, to engage with you and build a better connection, relationship and connection with you. So, but yeah, I would also maybe add a sentence about what you do in your bio, because that just gives people, again, a more insight as to who you are, etc. But your content is really good. You got your engagement could be higher. It's higher on these posts. I don't know if you're trying to boost them or something, but that's either way a good strategy. But what I would do on your end too is to start working with influencers. I mean, if this the caption is pretty good, I would say the hashtags are also okay. You got really engaging audience, which is awesome to see. Good amount of comments. So what I would do on your end too is to use influencers. Go to some of the model influencers or fashion influencers on Instagram, for example. Models. Yeah, for example, models on Instagram, and try to get featured on this account, for example, and that could definitely grow your page a lot as you have that model look and that's the content you post. So again, that's also how I would try to grow your page. Next page is this one right here, so the Benavides family, and this page I assume is about dogs, or is about dogs after looking at the content. First thing I would do, I would change the profile picture, because it's really it looks like a Pokeball in my opinion, but it's kind of weird and it's hard to see what's in the image. I can see a dog here, but it's really dark, so I would rather just change the profile picture to a nice picture of one of your dogs. That's the best way. You don't want to make it too complicated, because that's not the way people engage. That's not how you best do things on Instagram. Make it super simple and easy. That's how you want to do it. This is alright, I guess, if your audience is really into knowing this kinds of information. I guess it's about the dogs, or I'm not sure. what it is, but it looks really cool in my opinion. So keep this going if it works. YouTube, I would try to cut, maybe shorten down the link because it looks a bit spammy. Also, if you're doing follow and follow to grow the page, keep doing that up until maybe 5,000 followers. Then you obviously want to cut this down to under 1,000 or under 500 for sure. The content is not the best. There's a lot of work that could be done. For example, the thumbnails of the videos needs a lot of work. This too is really like, first of all, these black outlines are the picture itself is going to perform better if these are white. It's just the way the Instagram platform works. It's more bright colors performs the better. Second of all, it's really hard, like the images you put in here aren't like nice, well positioned. For example, you got most of your hand in the image here, and here as well you got most of the couch. You want to see the dogs if that's the point of it. At the same time, you got this branded watermark here, which isn't really something I recommend anyone to do on Instagram unless it's a motivational page. It just looks like you're trying to capitalize on your own content, it just doesn't look nice, and it doesn't respond well to the average audience on Instagram too, so don't do this. Yeah, let's keep on looking too. I would also try to, I mean, it's all dog related, so that's good. Not quite sure what is this like. That's actually pretty cool. Like, if this is what you do in the video, make this the thumbnail. Like, this is satisfying to look at. So make this the thumbnail. Don't have this as the thumbnail because it doesn't tell me anything. It just looks like you've recorded an image you bought maybe in I don't know, a store. Like, this is fun. So make this the thumbnail. You gotta do a lot of work on the thumbnails, and this too is really like, what is this? Why would you put this in the video? It makes no sense, and the quality isn't really good either. Yeah, so you got a lot of work to do on the content, but I definitely think there's, yeah, room for, I mean, there is room for improvement, but you can get far with a page like this, because dog pages and those kinds of pages do really well on Instagram, but just work on improving that content. Go to bigger dog pages and see what content performs there. Like, look how clean this is. This is what people want to see on Instagram. This is what people want to see. Look how clean and nice you can see the cute dog. That's how you want to create your content and post your content, because if you look at the contrast, look how clean this image is, and then you look here, it's like all over the place. So clean it up. You just clean it up. Next page is this one, personal page, I assume. First thing I would do is to change up the bio a bit. It's write a bit about what you do. You're writing about like what you're standing for, but write a bit about what you do as well, because that's interesting information to people. Second of all, the content is alright. It's a personal page. I would try to post a bit more pictures of yourself, and also what you what the message you want to convey is. If you want to convey that you're standing for recipes and secret energy for healthy food or something, then post more pictures of you as well as food, and not a picture of you and a football in front of a boy's face. So you get the point, but overall you just got a lot of work to do on creating as good content as possible if you want to grow this page. And then once that is done, you can start looking into strategies to grow, but before you do anything really, you just got to work on that content. But your captions are really good, but the content is the #1 key that you need to work on. Next page is this one, and it's a personal page of this guy right here. Profile picture is cool. You might want to change it to a bit brighter colors, because again, that performs better on Instagram. I would also change up the bio and make it a bit more engaging. Write a bit more about what you do, who you are. Just performs better at converting followers, people into followers. Your content is really good. There's still a lot of work to do, but you know how, you clearly know how to take alright pictures of yourself and your environment. The only thing I would try to do is have the same type of editing style on all your images. They're really dark now. I would try to make them, if you're gonna make them dark, try to have all of them dark. some of like the quality isn't the best in some of them, and right here as well the colors are a bit weird. For example, it's really green in the ocean, then you got this black here and black there, and then your skin color isn't that nice. So try to just improve the coloring of the images overall, and that's going to increase your engagement a lot, because you're getting really good engagement. You've got a lot of friends commenting, but it's all about just making the images better by using better editing. For example, use Adobe Lightroom. That's something I'd highly recommend you to do. Also cut down on the hashtags. You're using way too many, and you're not even going to rank for most of these, so try to use hashtags that you're more suited to use. Also put them in the caption, and also write more in the caption. It's just much more engaging. And that's pretty much it, what I can say about your current page. But overall, really good job. You've got really awesome engagement, so just keep doing what you're doing, man. Next page is this one, which I think is really interesting, because this is literally what my #1 passion was when I was like, I can't remember, maybe like 9-10 years old. I had so many Pokemon cards, so this is really fun to see. But there's definitely a market for Pokemon cards too, I would say, on Instagram, and I reckon most of these cards to have a higher value now due to them being older. So I think this is pretty cool. What I would try to do in order, like, I'm not super pro at displaying the Pokemon cards as the content, but I would try to maybe have a Pokemon as the profile picture, because that displays Pokemon much more. People know what the page is about by just seeing a Pokemon. You could have a Pokeball, for example, and a card above. Then I would try to do follow and follow to start getting the page into like getting the page some growth. Target accounts that post Pokemon from before, and that's going to give you a targeted audience. Add some emojis to the bio. You're telling about what you do, which is pretty dope. YouTube channel, cool, about Pokemon cards as well. That's awesome. The content too, I would try to experiment with different types of content. Maybe you could, for example, post, like, have a white background, post a picture of the card. Maybe post only, like, zoom so far in that you only get the card. Maybe have, for example, collections that you could show off. Maybe for example, multiple cards at once. Try to make it a bit more viral. Like, for example, you see with sneakers, there's like multiple sneakers in one image. Maybe you can do the same with Pokemon cards. So yeah, there's tons of different things that you can do, but again, I would just try to experiment and try to grow an audience, because right now you haven't really tried to grow your audience. You've just kind of posted Pokemon cards. So try to see how your potential audience responds with this content. And yeah, that's pretty much what I would do. So that's it for the video. Again, make sure you go follow my Instagram account. You can see it on the screen, so you can join and potentially get some free power likes, which I will be giving away every single day for the next week. So make sure you go follow me, check it out, and you might be getting yourself some power likes. Anyways guys, I got a Skype call to attend, so I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.